Hi guys, so Zack Polanski is doing exactly the right thing. He's saying things that get people talking. Now, the candidate to be leader of the Green Party appeared on the Politics Joe podcast where he made a statement about Nigel Farage. Now, I don't think this is controversial in any way, but there has been a bit of a backlash from both the left and the right. Let's have a listen.
That people have really rejected the old party politics. I hear on doorsteps over and over again, I'm not going to vote Labour, I'm not going to vote Green. And as counterintuitive as it sounds, that people are going, oh, Reform or Greens, when I consider as literally the opposites of each other. But there is a responsibility for the Green Party, and it's partly why I'm running for leader, to step up and say to those disillusioned voters and people who have never voted before, Farage is a millionaire who is cosplaying for the working class, but he's actually serving the billionaires. And the Green Party are the party that will actually stand for those working class communities and stand for those disillusioned people who have been so badly treated by decades of austerity politicians.
Well said. 100% agreement. Now, I'd go a step further and say that Nigel Farage cosplays as whoever he thinks he needs to convince. And what I mean by that is we saw it recently when it came to the farming protest. Nigel Farage dressed up as a farmer, headed down to the protest, and was treated like a conquering hero. You know, people thought he was on their side, even though he sold them down the river. So he convinced farmers, vote to leave the European Union and you'll be better off. I'm like you, I understand you. Now, when it comes to the working class, Farage used Brexit, or as a part of Brexit, was to convince people, look, your problems are a result of being in the European Union. The NHS, public services, immigration, all of this is the fault of the European Union. So if we leave, we'll be in control of all these things and we won't have to be under the boot of the European Union. Now, as I said, immigration was the one that got it over the line. So he sold it to the public, that working class people. Immigrants are coming to take your jobs, or immigrants are blocking the NHS, or immigrants are taking your homes. Issues that affect directly the working class. So Farage was very clever when he came to do that. And he presented himself as a working class guy down the pub, having a chat, having a cigarette, having a pint, like a normal person. Because he knew that he needed to speak their language in order to convince them that he was on their side. He's a snake oil salesman, okay? Now, immigration was the Trojan horse in order to achieve the real goal of Brexit, which of course was deregulation. Cutting support for the most vulnerable in society. Deregulating when it came to the environment. Deregulating when it comes to workers' rights. Deregulating when it comes to standards. Because who benefits from deregulation? The richest people in society. We saw it with the banking crisis. Deregulation resulted in a collapse. But they were okay, while ordinary people suffered. So Farage pretends to be whatever is necessary in order to convince those people he's on their side. We saw it also recently with the two-child benefit cap. Does anyone honestly believe that Nigel Farage cares about the two-child benefit cap or people on benefits? Of course he doesn't. But he knows that he needs to pander or convince people that he's on their side in order for them to vote for him. And it has worked in the past. He has lied to people and they've come back for more. Now, of course, the antidote to all of this is actually improving people's lives. So there's a responsibility for the government to improve people's lives. Now, on the aspect of the Green Party, what can the Green Party do? The Green Party need to change the view people have of them. They're viewed as environmentalists and middle class. But their policies benefit the working class. And I think they need a leader, maybe like Zack Polanski, who's able to communicate better than the current leadership. But on the issue of Farage, yes, he's somebody who cosplays as whatever is necessary in order to convince those people that he's on their side, when in reality, he's on the side of one group of people, the richest in society. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.